I grew up in a little town in Iowa, and it was Wesleyan Methodist Church is where I basically went until I was, I would say in my early teens or so. And then after that, kind of drifted between Methodist and non-denominational, and then pretty much ended up in just non-denominational churches. My name is Christine, and this is my story. So it was really kind of an unstructured faith, more or less, where it wasn't anything that I would particularly know what pastor was going to be preaching or talking about, or we never really settled, or I never really settled in any one church. And I kind of drifted out of it for a while, for several years, in fact. Met my husband, James, and we started going again, and again, it was non-denominational, but I never really felt a real direct connection with God. My relationship with God has been, I've always known He's been there with me. I've always known He's never left me, but I had a tendency to expect Him to do things in my life, or expect Him to do all of the heavy lifting and the hard work. I never really made as much of an effort as I should have, and I kind of drifted away. Whenever anything would happen in my life, I had a tendency to want to blame Him, and I shouldn't have been like that, but I didn't have that real strong connection and relationship with Him that I needed. And I honestly haven't really trying much, over the last few years. Hadn't really gone back to a church and felt comfortable in a church and found a real church home until just recently when I found this church. I moved down here back in '95, and it's funny because it was just myself and Steven at the time, and we lived just a few blocks from here. We would drive around the neighborhood, and I remember seeing this church. I don't think it was a Seventh-day Adventist church at the time, but it's just kind of funny that I'm back in the same area again after all these years. I didn't realize this church was here at the Seventh-day Adventist church until my son Steven and his girlfriend Stephanie started to attend this church and went to a conference of Pastor Spangler's, and he came home and told me about it, and that it was a Seventh-day Adventist church, and I was a little startled by that, actually, because I didn't know much about a Seventh-day Adventist church. I'd heard the normal, usual, odd things you hear about a Seventh-day Adventist church, so I was a little concerned at the time. I didn't want him to start out as a young Christian and learn doctrine that I didn't feel was real biblical or that was right out of the Bible. That I wanted him to become a Christian, but I wanted him to do it the right way. In other words, having known Stephanie, she apparently was a Seventh-day Adventist her whole life, and I could see just God all over her. She's a beautiful young girl, and I was grateful that Stephen and her were together, and I thought to myself, well, if he's going to come here and he said that he wants to be a Seventh-day Adventist, I wanted to learn about the Seventh-day Adventism. I started to come here, and I was just blessed instantly, just walking in the door. Who hasn't gotten a hug by Mel? What really made me feel the most comfortable was the fact that worshiping on the Sabbath day, the day that God pretty much made for us to worship Him, that's where things started to change for me, and I could feel myself grow closer and closer to God. I feel that strong connection, and I feel like it's almost overflowing me at a point in time where all I want to do is share that with other people. He created a whole day for us to worship Him because He knew we would need it. Why wasn't I told about this before? Why didn't I put two and two together? I don't feel like I was lied to in my life. I just feel like the others didn't realize it either, or something. I don't understand it, but now that I grasp that one simple truth of the Sabbath, that's changed everything for me. And I can't imagine being anywhere else or worshiping any other way than what I'm doing now. And I wouldn't have found that had I not come to this church, had I not been shown the real truth in the Sabbath. As far as I'm concerned, every Christian should be a Seventh-day Adventist. The way I would study or search or read the Word or anything before was very sporadic. It was never any kind of one set time where I would devote my time to worshiping or reading the Word. Now, it's completely different. Every night, I'm devoting a certain amount of time to reading certain chapters of the Bible, or what I really like to do is take my material from my Bible class before, because we'll write down verses and everything while we're in the class, and I'll research and study those throughout the week and devote an hour or two every day to God. I mean, I'm praying every day now. I never used to be like that. I never even thought to really communicate with God much, but now He's right there by my side where I want to have a conversation with Him on a daily basis, hourly basis. Everything that's popping into my head that's bothering me or anything throughout the day, I'm talking to Him about it. I'm communicating with Him. I'm getting direction from Him. I'm being comforted by Him in a lot of ways every day throughout the day. That never happened before. I don't know where that came from. That just suddenly started being something that is a daily occurrence now, to where I'm expecting it. I'm looking forward to it. He's the first thing that's popping into my head when I wake up, and the last thing I think about when I go to sleep now. That's new. That's something I never really did a whole lot of before. It's so wonderful. It's so amazing. I can't get enough of that. I'm looking forward to the next stages. I feel like He's going to do something in my life. I feel like He's going to move me in other ways. Am I perfect? No, I am by far not perfect. But the only way I can take care of all of those things is to get it right with Him. And I feel like I've got it right with Him now. And now I can move forward maybe and start to, with Him by my side, focus on the things I need to work on in my life, which are many things. Now I feel like I've got a good foundation and a partner the whole entire time walking with me and helping me get through issues and problems that I have. A permanent person there with me now, it feels like.